Hello. Welcome to whatever this is. um, recently, by recently I mean as of the time of me speaking now, yesterday I have finally gotten the 1cc in ZeroRanger. One of my favorite shmups, and the shmup that I would credit with actually getting me back into shmups. Because I've been, not playing much of anything shmup related for a number of years before that. Must have been 2015 or so that I stopped, and then ZeroRanger came along, and yeah, that was cool. And at release, after beating it let's just call it the casual way, I almost did get a 1cc. Like, I was definitely on my way there, but then I got distracted, and yeah. Many years later, I'm here now. And just a couple of weeks ago, I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to clear the game. So I did that. And I've actually uploaded the run without commentary yesterday. But since I've been seeing quite a few runs with commentary as of late, like I've been watching them, I mean, they've been around for a while, obviously. But I decided, yeah, maybe I should do that too. Maybe that would be fun. Let's see if it would be fun. So, without any further ado, let me just fire up the run and we'll see what's going on. This is, I've kept track of this, by the way. I kept a little spreadsheet with all my, my progress. When I lost my first credit, how many credits it took me to beat. And I've never seen a 2cc in my life, and I never fucking will. Unless I decide to do another 1 credit clear for this game. Who knows? But, right now I don't know if I will, because I've had the looming deadline over my head as I was trying to go for the 1cc in this game. Because, you see, when I started, my journey to do this about 2 weeks ago, I kind of didn't consider that, like, 2 weeks from then, which is tomorrow, I would begin some traveling, and I wouldn't really be able to, get any more attempts in, and probably, partially lose my progress. Nothing insurmountable, of course, but, it's the kind of stuff that would be a little bit annoying if you have to just redo stuff. Like, relearn, reroute, whatever. Now, speaking of rerouting, you see me play with Type C here. I used to play Type B. In fact, before I, switched to it, like, my 11 attempts that it took me to actually get the clear, before those attempts, I was trying with Type B. And it's funny, because Type B kind of, it's more difficult to use, in a way. The shot is narrower, so you have to be more precise. But it felt like a little bit easier playing with it. Maybe the fact that the charge shot is really good, and the drill, and the back burner, of course. I mean, that one's good on both ships, no matter what. But I think this ship just has the better, like, charge shot, and I like to use my charge shot. I don't really use log-on. But hey, I already cleared stage 1. I didn't even talk about it. Funny. Well, there's not much to say about stage 1 anyway, because stage 1 is kind of, and not only is it the easiest stage, for obvious reasons, but it's also, you'll play it a lot anyway. So if you are going for the 1 credit clear, you will find a route that suits you and whatever you play with. Meanwhile, I just did my thing. I usually improvise that to have a solid route for it anyway. Most of the time I don't route anyway. I do, like, I like to raw dog stuff whenever possible. Just like a little more fun. But if you think of more challenging games, like, this is a relatively challenging shmup after all, you will have to, get at least some routing in. And I know there's people out there who say, oh, I never route. No, you do. You do. If you are clearing a shmup that is, let's say, not on easy mode or novice mode or something, you will route subconsciously. You might not, like, go, oh yes, I will think about this very deeply and come out with this strategy here. No, you will just play and you'll know what's coming and you will adjust accordingly. That's also a kind of routing. Although for this, I actually did think of quite a few ways to, you know, change the way I would handle situations based on where I would find myself in trouble. Because it did take note of some problem sections. Stage 2, in fact, I would consider a problem section. Not necessarily loop 1, although that's also kind of a thing. Like, I would sometimes just get hit by the dumbest things. And the freaking mid-boss, oh god, R-type. God, or R-typo, if you wanna, you know, be completely accurate to the lore of the game, which I'm sure is very deep. It is actually kind of deep. I don't want to diminish it, but yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, and when you see me do it, I think in this run I actually do get hit regardless, I forget, but I decide I'm gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna trigger the whatever it is, the unloading of the pod. Yeah, I got it anyway, see? Instead, I'll just wait until it moves to the side and then, like, shoot. You can actually, like, position your ship, but I haven't found a consistent way to do it. To hit it and not the pod in front. But again, I haven't found a consistent way to do that yet. It's a little bit wonky. I just did it on, like, sheer dumb luck sometimes. Hey, I got hit twice during that one boss fight. Isn't that great? Well, the nice thing about ZeroRanger is that that doesn't really matter. You can very easily recover from something like that. Even if you are, like, on stage 3 or something, and you find yourself down to just a few lives, you might be able to recover with some decent play. There's score X10s, there's some stage X10s, there's, hell, there's even mercy X10s you get sometimes, I've realized. And as best as I can tell, like, keeping your lives low actually does make the game easier. Because, you know, I don't think the developers actually ever revealed what affects rank, but lives remaining, I'm pretty sure, is one of them. So if you have fewer lives, you might have an easier time. But on the other hand, having more lives is better, so you might as well keep them. Instead of trying to manipulate rank, because that's just kind of... It can be interesting, but it's not something I look forward to in the game, so usually I just, you know, play as well as I can, which often isn't very well. A lot of my deaths in this run, in fact, are from me just not playing very well. Oh yeah, I like to destroy one of those, like, side turrets, and usually, like, I hope to time it with the phase transition, so it, like, doesn't actually spawn the second row of turrets that come in, because those have these nasty kind of lasers that travel to your vertical position and then go horizontal, so they kind of lock in on you, right? You know what I mean, right? But yeah, that's one of those things that I try to go for, and in this run I did it successfully. I might botch it in loop 2, I forget. But in either case, I do botch it often anyway, doesn't matter. If you're in trouble with this game, I think, like, finding ways to score better is pretty decent, because that means you get more lives. It'll also make the game harder, naturally, as we mentioned, but, you know, it's one of those things, because that section we've just gone through as it was talking is one of those where I just never really beat all the enemies. Oh, you see what I mean with this shot? This is really good. Type B's shot, like, when you fire it, it gets this big explosion and does, like, a little bit of damage over however long the explosion lasts, but this one has a really great, like, shield. Like, it opens up in front of you and it absorbs as many shots, or in fact enemies, as you need it to. It does not break. The Type B charge shot, in fact, does break, which is a little bit annoying. I think it takes like 2-3 hits or something like that before it just explodes. You'll be safe still. Like, it's better than, like, not using it for protection, but it's also just a little bit annoying, because you might be charging that shot to shoot it at something, You might be preparing for like the next wave of enemies to take it out quickly, and then that happens, you know. With type C's shot, that doesn't happen. Type C's shot, however, at least, you know, it doesn't have an all-around aura. It just protects the front of you, so that means your sides are so vulnerable. You can't simply lean back and just, you know, crack open a cold one or something. Scratch your nose! Speaking of scratch your nose, I do actually remember distinctly losing a life because of that. Ah, the freaking train. It's honestly not even that bad in Loop 1, but it is still pretty challenging in Loop 1. But in Loop 2, it kind of gets crazy, because in Loop 2 everything gets crazier. And that's just, you know, how life goes, I guess. These trains shoot like falling bullets, it's annoying. But my route is more or less the same. It's just on Loop 1 I have to like dodge less. I might still like get hit in Loop 2, I don't even remember that. But the thing is, like, as long as you, you know, stay at the bottom of the screen, charge like each side 2, maybe 3 times tops, whatever. And then you like move up when it gets a little bit safer to do so. You're probably gonna be fine. Anyway, you have to destroy all of these 4 wheels, otherwise you're not gonna get that extend. Not that it's mandatory, but if you can get it, you might as well, right? And in Loop 1, you can stay on top. That's a nice part. You don't have to worry about circling around, which I'm sure will fuck me up. It usually does. A little bit unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And it's kind of weird that this boss is just really easy somehow. Like, you can easily disable all of its moves by just moving back and forth. Or moving out of the way of the lasers in particular. It's just really weird because Stage 1's boss is hard in my opinion, and Stage 2's is far harder than this in my opinion. Anyway, I played real Gurren Lagann. Let's go. I just never really like vibed with the sword that well, is the thing. I don't really know like what the problem is, because just on paper it seems like it could be really good. It requires a little more skill for sure though, because with, I think it's type B that lets you charge your swing, and with type C you have to time them to reflect bullets, which is a little bit, you know, it is a risk that you have to take in that case, and I would like to avoid risks, and the drill is better for that. And yeah, for this boss, I played safe. I don't go for any scoring, I don't try to dismantle it completely. I just, you know, I destroy it. Because every time I try to dismantle it and kill every part, I take a hit at least. So heading into Stage 4 with, what's it here, 6 lives? Pretty good. No complaints here. Pretty good pace, but again, even if you were lower here, it's really easy to recover, especially in this stage. As long as you lock in for Stage 4, you can easily recover from whatever has happened before, no matter how dire it was. I just like that they give you like a section, just almost immediately, that just really benefits from having your sword or drill. Although it's a bit deceptive, because if you don't have the bigger drill here, which you only get after a couple of kills or hits, it just, you know, let's just say you can and will get hit, because that's just how that works. And here, if you like go for more points, it's probably better to, you know, go for the back burner, but yeah, I like to keep the drill, keep it big for these guys. Again, not dismantling it completely, just destroying the left and the right part here, and then the center, and maybe a few of those eyes that shoot bullets, whatever. But in the center, you're essentially completely safe. As long as you stay there, nothing can happen to you, as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm forgetting something. And this next section, the return of the boys, it's always a bit of a trouble. Not this part necessarily, that one's relatively simple, but what comes immediately after, like these the skulls that show up, or if you're still on your first time playing, the Buddha heads, they you know, they're a bit troublesome. The best thing to do, I found, is focus down on one, kill it as fast as you can, and still get hit. That's not part of my strat though. But if you only have one left, you can easily take out the remaining one. And the sooner you do kill both of them, you will be able to, you know, get the small ones that take fewer hits, and they can just, you know, help you maybe get another extend. If you want to play it safe, you can just, I don't know, make sure there's not more than 2 on screen at any given time. But even then, it's not gonna be super easy, because when you kill them, like they come flying at you and explode. And if you don't shoot these flying at you and exploding parts, then yeah, you're gonna be in pain. That's what killed me when I destroyed the very first one. Oh yeah, this section just is awesome. I've watched someone else play, and they didn't seem to realize that these orange skulls, they don't actually hurt you if you fly over them. So they just avoided them. It was really weird. You know. Yeah, I like to be up here and drill a little bit. I didn't do it for very long this time, because it felt a little dicey. But I have been able to actually kill it that way, with just that drill. You can, of course, also charge your shot up and get the big 1 minute charge. But I never go for that. It's just not worth it a lot of the time. Like even here, where you might think, yeah, that makes sense. Because you could just use that instead of the drill. It doesn't cover as much, like, area as the drill, though, so destroying the skulls will be more difficult, and you'll want to do that, you know, for score. And if you use the drill, you get a higher multiplier anyway, which, you know, just gives you more points. There's people around who say, oh yeah, scores just for bragging rights, but if you play a shmup before, you will know you often get extra lives for a score, as you do in this game. So there's incentives either way to you know, play for score. Another fun section, but it's a bit deceiving. It can actually kill you. These things spawn in seemingly random locations, and if they spawn in the wrong one, you might be caught between two and just die. Which sucks. And I don't know if there's an advantage to killing that enemy, but if you just, you know, let it bounce, it'll eventually just fly into the wall anyway. That's why I'm not sure it makes a difference. Would be fun if it did make a difference. I'm not even sure if it gives you points. Oh yeah, this section. The first part isn't much of a problem, but the second half of this always gives me some trouble. We'll be getting there, of course, but right now at least we're still in relatively safe territory. You can play it more risky if you want, but you know, I'm pretty good on lives, and I don't want to lose them if I can avoid it. If I get hit, of course. That's just how it is. It's not a big deal in this game, even. But still. Avoid it whenever you can. Ah, these fucking eyes, they shoot at you. I hate them. My downfall is that I stay way too high up on screen, so I can't react to the flying things that come from the top of the screen. I just hope they don't most of the time, and I was wrong. Twice. I got hit twice here. Still, 5 lives at this point? Pretty good. There's nothing to be worried about here. If you have 5 lives at this point, everything's good. If you have 3 lives, everything's good. If you have 1 life, everything's good. Because we're about to hit a section where you can very easily restock. Depending on how you play, you can get between 3 and 5 lives, maybe even. So usually it's 3 or 4. Ah, the ball boss is coming up. All the bosses, all 2 of them that utilize these balls are a pain. This one, I thought I had a pretty good strategy for. Just use the drill and never stop. And for a couple of attempts, that was no problem. Like, I would just hang out here in safe spots and not get hit. But eventually I just did get hit, which I'm not sure happens in this run, but we'll see. It just kept happening more and more. But yeah, no, it seems to be working out here. It's a bit of a risky strat maybe, but that's how I do it. I see most people kind of, you know, use their regular shot, their charge shot, or whatever, to stay a bit of a safer distance and have more time to react to these balls, but at least right here, it's been working out for me. And yep, there's my life. I'm back up to 6. And if I play my cards right, I will be leaving with 8. If I don't, it's not a big deal. Again, it's easy to recover. Even, like, in Loop 2. You get less extents in Loop 2 overall, because you already got a lot of them, but, you know. That's just normal. Let's see, what was first? Oh, that thing. You see, this can go many ways. A lot of the times, I just eat shit. But this time, I'm pretty sure I don't. It depends on what happens for the final part. Oh yeah, here. Oh no, I get the bad setup, but I get kind of lucky. Moving up and down with the drill is relatively safe. You just have to be aware of shots that come from the side. If they hit the drill, no problem, they'll get deleted. But if they hit your mech, you're gonna lose alive, which isn't great. Space Invaders! In Space Invaders, I'm pretty sure they don't give you a charge shot, but it's been a while since I've played it. The best way to do this is to clear one wave and do what I just did, basically, and use the UFO to clear the next wave for big points almost immediately. But that's not always possible. What's easier, I found, actually, is to use the drill. But using the charge shot or just my regular shot seems to give me better score. And it's not more risky. So that's why I go for it. And yeah, a couple of these buildings down there got destroyed, but still, no problem. I was able to not get hit, get an extend, and now I have... Oh, I have 8 lives. Nice. I had to check. On one of my runs, I decided fuck it and fought this guy. I forgot completely how to do it. I also learned recently you don't have to shoot the little, like, the little bubble that comes out of him. You can just wait, and he'll die. It's like the end in Metal Gear Solid 3. But only if you set your clock forward, whatever. Yeah, but anyway. This is one of those things that I just found out recently. This game has a ton of little secrets and things that you might not just immediately think of, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. I've had great success, by the way, just using the drill for phase 1 of this part here, but you know, I want to stay a little safer. I want to be able to move back a little further in case, like, this little fire here messes me up. It's easier to dodge up close, though, because you can easily guide it to go up, but you'll still have to look out for the fire that's just coming from below. It can and will mess you up if you take too many risks. It's easy to get a little too cocky in these games, especially if you have 8 lives. It's looking good for me right now, though, because I did this without getting hit. Not something I always do. Sometimes I just get hit. It just happens. B! Yeah. I mean, about as good as I do every time. I don't think I've ever gotten something lower than a B here, or something higher. Maybe once if I go for, like, scoring specifically and score even better, maybe then that'll be something. Because right now I'm going for safe scoring, right? The kind that you do on a survival run. But yeah, Loop 2. I know of at least one person who didn't realize that the game continues here and thought, oh, we go back to the beginning now? Oh, we beat the game. Okay, time to stop. As you know, though, and if you know how shmups work, you will realize, no, this is a second loop. Especially since if this is your second time playing it on a cleared save file, it will say second loop. It won't do that on a first time play, though, I think. It just, you know, gets you through the transition scene, and then you're here. And this stage now suddenly has teeth. I think these enemies that shoot missiles, they didn't show up before. I'm not sure. But they do show up now. It's way more dangerous than it looks. But with the charge shot, no matter what this little Big Viper lookalike does, it's gonna be easier. And yeah, I know I can fly through the rings and get a bonus that way, but I don't feel like going for that. And going through these early stages with all the weapons is really fun, because you can now very easily clear sections with one of the alternate shots that were kind of difficult before. Now, even here, it would be trivial for me to beat this normally with just shooting, but I'm playing it safe here. Okay, calling it trivial would be a little unfair. I am known to get hit here sometimes. But with a charge shot, you know, it's... unless you make sure to get hit from the side somehow, it's almost completely safe. At the latest, if you make it here, even if you didn't catch up on this being like a continuation of the story, at least here you know something's up. Thankfully, this part is relatively easy, but if you know, if you let the screen fill up too much, it can get really dangerous. But I don't know why you do that. Just shoot the suicide bullets balls and you'll usually be fine. And I'm back to max lives. Don't worry, I'll lose them in the stage. Oh, I was going for my for my loop 1 route there, trying to shoot that guy from above. Big mistake, because they now shoot like their shell casings basically. They fly around and do damage. Not a problem with this guy, though. But yeah, stage 2, I've mentioned this before, it's the one that gives me the most trouble, both in loop 1 and loop 2. I think it's just the hardest stage. It's all the obstacles and the moving obstacles too. And just, you know, all the kind of stuff that happens. I found the safest thing to do here is stay near the bottom and try to fire at all the the turrets basically that come out of the blocks that move around, and then move up once you realize enemies are coming from below. You're getting a little warning and everything, and then it's time to go up. You have to go to the center too to make sure that the 4 little popcorn sacco things that fly around don't really, you know, do any of their shots at you. But that's relatively simple. You just have to not forget to do it, basically. Oh yeah, suddenly, you can pretty much clear this if you want to, with a charge shot. I'm so glad that the bullets that these turrets shoot are destructible, otherwise this would be a pain. Because in this run, I failed to actually destroy that part. Getting a little too hurt. Oh yeah, I know. I know that happened. Getting a little too cocky there, trying to squeeze through a gap. Wanted to get that bonus. Cost me a life, but it's fine. So loop 2, you don't really have to worry that much anymore about the pod detaching or actually discharging, because you have your charge shot and you can at the very least hold back these bullets it fires. The charge shot really makes a lot of these sections way easier. The lock-on also, I think, can push bullets back under some circumstances, but since I don't use it, I don't know how that works exactly. I'm not sure what is exactly different about this part, by the way, but it feels a lot more intense somehow. A lot of it is the same, though. I think, at least. I don't pay too much attention to it as long as the way I'm playing works. I don't try to reroute it. I know some people like to shoot the bottom one first with a back burner and then finish off the upper one, but I do it this way. I found that works better for me. Oh, I almost messed this up. You can get a lot more of those orange enemies there, like I did here, but if you're slower with clearing the previous wave, that just won't be a thing. Oh shit. That was unintentional. I didn't mean to destroy that side turret there, have these other turrets spawn. I was more meaning to damage it and then finish it off once we transition to this phase. It worked out. It worked out. So it's not a big problem here, but still, it could have gotten a little scary. Oh yeah, can get hit from the side, gotta remember that. And oh yeah, for this extra phase that you get here, the easiest way by far is to ignore the hands completely. Stay at the top of the screen, use your back burner. You can't do that with Type B, because Type B has a shorter range back burner, with literal fire coming out. Yeah, it's easy to dodge this. Really easy. Oh yeah, I'm noticing now I have my shots turned to green. I recommend everybody does this. It's orange by default, and it can sometimes clutter up the screen a bit with too much orange. Since enemy bullets are also orange, it'll just make things harder to read sometimes. Not super bad, but it can make a difference for the worse. So, I changed it to green, and never looked back. You can still see it well enough to aim. But other than that, you know, there's no disadvantage. I'm ignoring the grab. I was thinking of going for it, because you can get a few more points there, but I think I'm pretty solid on points here. I think I'll get one more, maybe two more score extends in this run, and that's it. And I'll get those either way, like whether I do the crab or not. So I'm not doing the crab, because the snake is much easier. I love doing this, by the way. I messed it up a little bit in loop 1, but got the full thing here. I don't always remember to go for it, is the thing. But the best thing to do really is to go for the charged shots and kill these big ones as soon as they spawn. Because at the moment they fill the screen with bullets, they can get a little hairy, but... You know, I've avoided that, so I never saw that. Okay, yeah, a couple came out, whatever, not a big deal, who cares? Oh yeah, this section. On loop 1, I remember that I failed killing all these battleships. But it's, you know, it's really good if you do, because you get a little bonus for it. Right there. And I always play it safe with this guy. I don't even know anymore what it does when you let it, you know, turn around and shoot at you. Because I always do it like this. Just fast kill this guy. I'm still talking about him. That's how fast it was, even though he's no longer on screen. The snake, though, yeah. The snake's relatively simple. Again, compared to the crab. The crab isn't super hard either, but, you know, I'm less used to it. And now loop 2 trains. The first one is essentially the same except for the last part of it, where the big train shoots like a little more stuff. But the 2 trains coming up now, they certainly appear like they have a little more bite to them now. least it feels that way. Just more bullets and everything, and yeah, good stuff. Oh, going for an extra charge shot here. I knew this would happen. I didn't remember it would happen, but the moment I saw myself fly up there, I knew, yep, I'm gonna get hit. One of those things that I just know. Looking at your gameplay, it's really easy to avoid all these things, right? But actually doing it in the real round, that's a little bit of a different story, because you're focusing on all kinds of things. What you don't want to happen is have that extend just go off screen, because that can happen. So, stage 3 on the second loop. Boss, 5 lives, pretty good. I've done this before without getting hit at all. I'm not sure if this is the run where I did that, but it's possible for me. And in general, obviously, but yeah, if you can get through here without taking an actual hit, that's really strong. It's not just good because you have 1 life more, but also because you get a confidence boost from, you know, just no missing one of the hardest bosses. Probably the second hardest boss. I think the like final boss is harder than this. And I'm not counting the penultimate boss there that comes just before the final boss, because that, I know, I don't want to acknowledge that as a boss. It messes me up so much, but, you know, I don't want to give it credit. Doesn't deserve it for some reason. I'm talking about the balls guy, in case that's unclear. Yeah, this boss isn't super difficult. I still got hit here. Like, once you figure out how it works, it's not much of a problem, but sometimes this boss will whip out a move that you didn't know it had before. One time was straight up dashing at me. I have never seen that before or since. And in this run in particular, I'd like to spam the lock on, which it normally doesn't do. This action is much easier than a lot of people think. You can move up and down safely, like you don't have to worry about it. It's just one of those moments where avoid everything comes from the side, make sure your hitbox, which is the little the flame that comes out of your back, it doesn't actually touch any of the bullets. Whew, okay. This is where it gets real? Okay, this is the first time it gets real, right? Because now you gotta lock in for the balls guy. Might be an unfortunate name for the balls guy, but that's what I'm calling them. Probably actually not a guy, because once the cloak is removed, we see the form of a woman. But hey, whatever. That's just one of the names I have for this boss. Usually, I actually like split these up or make them bigger by using the, I'll just call it the wrong weapon. But I decided, nah, I'm just gonna play it safe, get my free extend, and that's gonna be bad. I could have probably gotten like a second extend. I don't know when exactly it happens, but I could have maybe gotten a second extend down the line somewhere if I played my cards right here. But I didn't need it, thankfully. I might have wanted it for the escape sequence, because, spoilers, I don't make it through there, but I don't have to. I mean, I do make it through there, but you know what I mean, right? You can run out of lives there and not die. It's amazing. Okay, 6 lives. Getting serious now on this guy. I think here I'm actually doing really well. Some people, for the last phase of this great oppressor here, whatever it is, they absorb the balls by touching them, and they sacrifice a life, basically. I have gotten used to not doing that, because normally I wouldn't make it this far with, you know, at this point, 6 extra lives. Oh, I did absorb one here on accident, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Still in good shape. But yeah, I have gotten the habit of not doing that. But the strategy to actually get it can be a little bit inconsistent in my experience. I pulled it off perfectly here, though. 2 charge shots, aimed right, and then finishing off the rest. It just works. Right now it really gets serious. Take a deep breath and then just lock in and hope for the best. This boss, it's obviously it's the final boss. It has the most health, but it feels like a marathon for sure. This first health bar doesn't even go down, right? You see up there, oh, it moves a little. It's this weird color pattern in orange and green, but generally, like, you just kind of expect the health bar to go down, and it doesn't. Got hit twice, and the thing is, I remember when this happened. It's fine. It's fine. I still got 3 left. That's all I need. Just gotta make sure to not, you know, mess it up when it really matters. I lost one of those runs to the final health bar of the boss, which was insanely frustrating because I almost had it right then and there. This attack, it can be both easy and difficult at the same time. If you want to stay under the boss, I found it best to leave that to luck than force it, because if you force it, you might get hit in a dumb way. So just don't do that. And we're on the final health bar already! At this point, I knew I had it. Like, there was no way I'm gonna lose. I have 3 extends left. This is the final health bar. What could possibly go wrong? I actually thought that in my head. And you might think I'm tempting fate here. Nah, I'm just not superstitious. Still 2 extends. Man, I can do this easy. Look at this. It's a hard boss. It's an extremely hard boss, but still. I wasn't worried. I didn't suffer from nerfs here. A lot of people often like they do. Okay, that was dumb of me. But hey, whatever. See, I'm almost there. They still got 1 extent there. I am playing it safe here. And drilled. That's so cool. Obviously, it's not entirely over. I don't think actually hitting the boss here does anything. I think you just have to wait it out. And it'll lose health either way. Like, it'll lose health either way, yes, but I don't think shooting it accelerates that. And the final one, the last hurrah. With that, I've won. Of course, the game's not over yet. It would have been phenomenal if it could clear the escape sequence without getting hit. Or getting hit enough to lose my lives. But I did, unfortunately. Spoiler. I'm not too mad about it, though. I'm not gonna redo the entire run for it. I developed a couple of strats here to get through this relatively safely. And actually, like, get that true once you see, if you want to call it that. But let's just say I messed it up a little bit. You'll see. You'll see exactly the moment when I realize that I fucked up. And I'll point it out when it happens. So the moment you basically, this is what I did. The moment you realize you lost your weapon, you switch to the next one, right? That's just how it is. The charge shot is really good. Okay, this is when I fuck up. Yep, this. I should have not moved down immediately as I realized that the little mech enemies won't show up again. But I got an extent and immediately lost it. And with 2, I would have been in pretty good shape probably to clear this without losing both. But yeah, another mistake I made. I stayed up too high. I knew this was coming, but I stayed up too high, and that's what got me hit. And this one here, yeah, it's just kind of cascading now. But the nice thing is it doesn't matter. I don't worry about it. I already did it. Just a victory lap here. At this point, we'll get above 600,000 points. That's all I'm asking for. So just try to kill as many enemies as I can to hopefully get there. There's still bonuses you get afterwards, so, you know. Maybe that'll be what pushes me over. And yep, 610,000 plus a little change, you know. C+. That's how you know it's good. From what I've seen from other people's runs, getting a C+ on a survival 1cc is pretty par for the course. It's pretty normal. You'll get something significantly higher pretty much only if you go for more dedicated scoring or really optimize the hell out of your survival, right? In a way where you still score, of course. Like these kind of mixed strats. But yeah, what a game! I've mentioned this before, it's one of my favorite shmups, and it's part of what got me back into shmups. I saw someone stream this, and was like, wow, this looks fucking cool. And with that said, I think my run has crashed. Yeah, it's continuing, whatever. I was a little worried there for a moment. It's just a video. It messed up, I restarted it. Regardless, we're done anyway. I would like to thank you for watching this little commentary. I'm not sure if it was very informative, but a little bit train of conscience never really hurt anyone. So maybe that was fun regardless. And maybe for future clears that I do, it depends on the time that I have. I might do commentary videos as well, because I think I've enjoyed this. I think I've enjoyed like talking a little bit about, you know, my experiences, strategies used, whatever. Thank you for playing. No, asshole! Thank you for making this game. Or assholes, I should say. There's clearly multiple people involved. 2 main devs, a couple of others, probably, who did stuff. But regardless of all that, with that, thanks again for watching. And I'll be signing off. And maybe we'll be seeing each other again on this channel.